Hi, I'm Mark Sanford and I write the cake making blog howtomakecakes.co.uk. Today we're going to make chocolate whoopie pies with a fluffy marshmallow middle. So first of all, to make the chocolate pies you need 200 grams of caster sugar, 125 grams of softened unsalted butter, 1 large egg, 180 grams of plain flour, 90 grams of cocoa, and here we have 1.5 teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, a good pinch of salt, and then in here I have 125 millilitres of buttermilk, and then we'll just use 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. The full recipe, as I said, is on my blog at www.howtomakecakes.co.uk. So in order to make these, the first thing that we do is we cream together the sugar and the butter. So put them in a bowl, and then I'm going to use an electric whisk to whisk them together. So you'll whisk this until they become light and fluffy. So you'll know when it's mixed properly, it becomes lighter in colour and fluffy, as you can see there. Then we'll add in the 1 egg. Just put that in and whisk that all up. Then when that's mixed in, we're just adding the rest of the liquid ingredients, which is 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. It's much better to get vanilla extract rather than vanilla essence if you can, it's just better quality. And then add in all of the buttermilk as well. And then you whisk those together. So mix that well. It will be very creamy and runny, but we've got all of the dry ingredients to add yet. So then in a separate bowl, just sieve together all of the dry ingredients. So you've got your flour and your cocoa, and add in the bicarbonate of soda, the baking powder and the salt. It's just useful to mix these all together first. So sift them through. And when they're all in there, just give them a stir. And then these ingredients are going to be added to the mixture we've already made. So it's probably better to add this in 2 batches. So first of all, add half of it, and I'm just going to mix this by hand now. It's easier to do it by hand. So half in, and then just use a spatula or a metal spoon and just mix it all together. And once the first lot's mixed in, add the rest of the dry ingredients, put everything in there and mix it all together. And it will become sort of like a cookie dough, so don't worry about that. Try not to make such a mess as I do. So when it's all mixed together, it will be thick like that, and actually we now need to chill it. So we do need to chill it for 30 minutes. So you can just leave it in the bowl and put it in the fridge to chill. So after 30 minutes, take the mixture back out of the fridge, and it's just become a bit more solid, a bit more like cookie dough. Now, in terms of cooking these, you can just cook them on a baking sheet, on a baking tray, in the same way that you'd cook cookies. I've actually got what is specifically a Whoopie tin tray, and it just helps keep the shape, but they will cook perfectly well just on a baking sheet. So what we need to do is get the mixture into sort of a golf ball size ball, and then put that either on your baking tray or, for me, in here, and then when they cook they'll expand and become cookie size. So keep doing that with all of the mixture. So what I've done is filled the Whoopie tray, and then what I've also done is just put some on a baking sheet because they can be cooked in this way as well. They need to go in the oven at 180 degrees centigrade for about 10 minutes, but you just need to keep an eye on them. If you've got a fan option and a non-fan option, don't use the fan option on the oven. It's always better to cook cakes in that way. So about 10 minutes at 180 degrees. So when you take them out of the oven, you'll know that they are cooked, because they should just spring back slightly. So when you press them, they just spring back. The others are not quite ready yet. They'll just be another couple of minutes, and just leave them to cool in the tin. So these are the ones on a baking tray, and you can see with these they just haven't quite kept their round shape quite as much, but you can shape them a little bit when they come out. So I just let them cool a tiny little bit, and then they should just come out, and put them on a wire rack to cool. So now we've made the Whoopie pies, I'm now going to make the marshmallow cream filling. Now for Whoopie pies you can just use a buttercream, a chocolate buttercream filling. Some people use cream cheese. This one is just a bit fluffier, a bit more fun. So what you need is 3 egg whites, you need 3 tablespoons of golden syrup, 150 grams of caster sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And basically all we're going to do is mix them together and then whisk them up. But because there's quite a lot of sugar in there, we're actually going to whisk it over a pan of boiling water, which just helps the sugar dissolve. So in the bowl already I've got the golden syrup, I'm going to add the sugar, I'm going to add the egg whites, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So once that's in, we'll take it over to the heat and whisk it up. So I've got a saucepan of boiling water. This needs to be lightly boiling. Put it on, it helps the sugar dissolve, and I'm using electric whisk, and just whisk it. So when it starts getting nice and thick, you can take it off the heat there, and the sugar will have melted, and just finish off whisking it like this. So it'll end up sort of a meringue thickness. It won't move if you tip the bowl up, and it's ready to be used. So we take it over, you've got your Whoopie pies, you basically get a spoonful, dollop it on, and you put the top of the Whoopie pie on. So once you've sandwiched together your Whoopie pies, you're all done, and they're ready to be served. Chocolate Whoopie pies with a fluffy marshmallow filling. For full details of the recipe, please go to my blog www.howtomakecakes.co.uk. Thank you.